All right, everybody, gather round, gather round. It's Thanksgiving. It's the one holiday that we all pretend everything is fine. We hope that one sister, that one brother, that one uncle, you know the uncle, doesn't bring up politics and ruin the entire dinner. Or, quite frankly, the entire day. Ooh. Anyways, but not this year. Oh no. Oh no. The turkey is not the only thing getting roasted this year, baby. Oh no, no, no. We've got a mom who snaps so hard, she verbally surplexes her entire family. Oh, and don't worry. 9-year-old grandma with a birthday tomorrow, she's just trying to eat her yams in peace, but ain't nobody safe. Then we got a boyfriend. We got a freaking boyfriend who had the audacity to admit to cheating with some floozy at the bar right before Thanksgiving. Right before they're all supposed to get together. And this is not just like some boyfriend. He's a family friend. They all mingle. And he's like, where am I supposed to sit? Kids table? The fucking garbage can? And then we have a friend. Oh, this friend is so priceless. She invites her affair partner with her fiance to Thanksgiving. And shit hits the fan before Thanksgiving. This bitch is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Loose screw. Absolutely, where's the audacity? I'll help you find it. So buckle up. This isn't your wholesome family gathering. This is just a normal Thanksgiving for some of you. So let's freaking go and happy Thanksgiving. What was that incident during Thanksgiving? Oh man, buckle up. I believe this year was 2014. I had just graduated high school and my family was crumbling. My parents were not doing well in their marriage, and my mom had me drive separately so that we could have a second car to leave early with if we needed it. Red flag number 1. Mom did not want to go, but she felt that she should be there since all of her kids were going. Thanksgiving was not a small gathering. I'm talking 90 to 130 people that rented out space in a church banquet hall to have this gathering. Oh my God. I'm lucky if I get 2 of my family members together for Thanksgiving. God almighty. Oh, girl. Okay. Whatever. It was a typical West Virginia gathering. Everyone was drinking, talking about church. I don't mind this. I'm just not religious myself. And my grandma was about to turn 90 the day after Thanksgiving. So everyone was all over her and she loves attention. Mom and Dad started to argue quietly in the corner about how just know grandma was just interjecting herself into everything, and you could just see the tension building between my parents. They were constantly making passive-aggressive comments to each other and to the family members, and it was all the drama in the room. My grandma kept asking me if the kids were okay. No, but we're not going to admit that. I told her that we were fine, but she then decided that we needed to extend our stay so that we could go to church on Sunday with her because we obviously needed Jesus. My mom always tells me this. My family has always been atheist. She said we were raised poorly and badly behaved because we didn't have church in our lives. All of my siblings were between the ages of 14 and 18. All have good grades and were polite, etc. I told my mom what she said to me and she blew a freaking lid. Red flag number 2. She went to Dad and told him to tell off grandma, and he refused and said that she was just trying to help and she thinks Jesus is the answer. She said, and I quote, "The only person who needs Jesus in this room is you lying, cheating sob." Dead fucking silent. The whole room just stopped talking and moving, and that's effing terrifying when there's that many freaking people. Dad then blew up on Mom in front of everyone because she was embarrassing him. Grandma had to sit because she was so stunned. Mom decided to announce to everyone that Dad was cheating on her and she was gathering evidence for the divorce. She then decided to point at every single person she hated in the room and describe to them why she hated them. Here's some examples. Uncle Mike is a fucking pedophile, and everyone knows it, but nobody does anything about it. He was known to be a little too friendly with the kids. Karen and Joe are first cousins, and they are married. What the fuck? Typical West Virginians. This was true. They even had the same last name. Are they reproducing? If not, I'm just kidding, you guys. You should not do that. I'm just kidding. She turned to Grandma. Oh, poor Grandma. It's her birthday tomorrow. She's turning 90. She's about to get that heat. And said, "You're the most bitter old bitch of this entire bunch. I can only hope your pathetic ass doesn't make it to 90. Her 90th birthday was literally the next day. Angie is a meth head slut bag shit excuse for a fucking mother. Oh, she's cooking. She is cooking with some heat. She had been in and out of jail for drugs, but nobody ever mentioned it. And anytime it was brought up, it was quickly silenced. This was my dad's sister. There was more, but once she was done screaming at the family, she opened the door and yelled, "I cannot wait to be rid of this fucking incest shitty ass West Virginia church bullshit." She then pointed at several people and said, "Fuck you." To many of them individually, and then left the building. Needless to say, I went and got my mom and then left with her and my siblings very shortly after that. And I haven't seen that side of my family since. Parents are since divorced and my mom is now happily remarried to a wonderful man. Madre, oh, she went off. I'm gonna be honest, I like your mom. I do like your mom. Tell her I say hello. I'll be honest. If your dad is cheating and it's provable, he deserved it. He did. But Grandma, come on. Just because somebody's old and cute and fragile doesn't mean they weren't a piece of shit. I don't know if Grandma was. I'm not going to make assumptions here. But I will say the kissing cousins thing, or siblings, is it siblings? First cousins. Not good. Don't do that. Really hope they didn't reproduce, but you know what? This isn't my can of beans, okay? This is your family, not my problem. I wish I had holidays like this sometimes, but I also don't. Because I will say, I have had one holiday with my loser ass stepdad that ended in chaos. And you know what? Let's just jump into it because here we are. And you guys know I love to get off base. It's a story, so let's go. So it was Christmas, my favorite holiday. And we are all, hanging out. My stepdad at the time, my ex-stepdad now, he decided to get literally piss drunk to the point where my niece is opening presents and this fucking loser pisses himself. Doesn't even notice it. Just continues to eat his orange, which he claims oranges cover up the alcohol scent. I don't know how true that is. Probably pretty valid, but can't cover it up if you're pissing your pants. Anyways, my niece is asking what the hell's wrong with him? Because obviously he's inebriated. Anyways, time passes. Everybody kind of splits up. I go to my sister's house. I'm with my ex at the time. And my sister's with her and her husband, and we're all, hanging out, doing our thing. My mom calls us hysterical. And I'm sorry, Mom, if you don't want me to tell the story, but I'm going to tell it. I love you. Don't get mad. She calls me hysterical, losing her mind. And when they got together, let me just say this. He was sober. He wasn't doing the shit that he's doing now. And he was a really good guy. So I give props to that. But besides the point, he turned into a fucking loser. Let's keep going. So anyways, my mom calls me hysterical. And she's like, "You guys have to get over here. He's threatening to me." And I'm like, dude, I want to go beat the bricks off this bitch. But my mom specifically asks everybody to stay. And only the guys go. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll sit this one out. Fine, whatever. You guys dissolve it. I'm not going to deal with it. Because usually when there was ever arguments with my mom and her man, I was kind of the middle man to be like, y'all both being cuckoo. But I was like, you know what? This ain't my battle. You guys can go do it. I'll do what I'm told. I'm going to stay here. So she tells us all to stay here. And so we all go anyways. Of course, you're threatening to my mom. Anyways, the guys go first. And me and my sister are just walking behind. Because, you know, she has her kid. So it's not like we can leave the kid at home. So we're kind of walking with the kid in the back and letting them go ahead, and of course we're all gonna go, and we're kind of moseying slowly because we're like, they can handle it. This man tries to smash my mother's head in a window, like those ones that kind of close down. He tries to do all sorts of things. He pushes her to the ground, does all sorts of crazy shit. So of course they're not gonna let this fucking, I can't say the word I want to say, but he's a piece of shit. So anyways, they're in the driveway. Because they call us like, y'all got to get here now. So they're in the driveway. The police have been called. And we're like, what the hell's going on? So Roger has this. This is my stepdad. He has a mag light in his hand, which if you don't know what that is, it's this. It's a big police light. Like heavy ass police light. Like murder weapon. And he's on the ground for some reason. I think he tripped or something, and he has this light in his hand because I don't remember exactly what happened. And he throws it at the guy I'm with at the time, and he just misses his head. And then all of a sudden the police show up. And they think, okay, these two dudes are attacking this fucking loser on the floor. Not the case, but my ex and my sister's husband turn around, and the cops literally have their guns drawn. And they have the red dots on their chest, and they're like, no, you got the wrong idea. But anyways, the end of the story, this fucking turd ends up going to jail, and it's just this whole mess. And I'm like, thank God he's out of my family, because he just turned into such a sad piece of shit. But that's really the only holiday that was absolute turmoil, and it was all due to drinking, you know. And that's, you know, I feel like a lot of things stem from built up aggression, and then usually when there's a little razzle dazzle of drinking or drugs mixed in, it all just pops off. And thank God I don't drink anymore. Not that I've ever been this violent drinker. I haven't. I usually just get real stupid and break the law and go to jail. Really good time. Really good time. Anyways, let's get back to business. Side note, I know I just told you a whole ass story, but badass mom, commented on the post. So let's flip it and reverse it. Let's remember the first story and let's go back and read this comment. Badass mom here. Thank you all for your very supportive comments. And you are right, this was a long time coming. Backstory to my ex. His affair was with his best friend's wife. Awkward to say the least, but she was also my son's best friend's mother. How low must you sink to destroy a child's relationship with his best friend from kindergarten? All this played into my explosion. His family are not a bunch of God-loving Christians that they believe they are. In fact, they are bottom dwellers, hypocrites at best. If your religion does not help you to become a better person, live a better life, change religions. I had not wished to go to the family gathering, but feared my kids would be accosted by everyone feeling bad for them as my ex had told so many lies. He was hiding his affair from everyone, told people that my change in attitude towards him was due to a part of my menopause, and also that I was having emotional issues due to depression, and he was at his wit's end dealing with it. Oh, poor ex. Everyone felt bad for the poor ex dealing with the crazy ass Brit wife. If they only knew how crazy. Long story short, I am out and away. Kids all happy and growing well. Grandson arrived not so long after and happiness abounds. Ironically, I married another West Virginian, the very best of men. I have come to love my West Virginia visits from the back of our Harley. The ex, well, just desserts, karma, or whatever else you might call it, has bounced from woman to woman, is in a lawsuit over money with one of them. Two of them were drug addicts and one an alcoholic. One passed away from illness, and as he was crying at her hospital bedside for onlookers, he was texting another woman he was cheating with. We'll update you as soon as his saga continues. On a side note, he was stealing my jewelry and gifting to his whore. Did he think I would not notice? Holy shit. I will never understand how men, because this is mainly men, they tend to do this thing where they let their cock run their life, ruin their life. It's like, hey, I have to have sex with this woman. I don't care about the consequences. I really don't. It's going to ruin everybody's life, including my kids. Control your wiener, my guy. If you could just control your penis, your life would be so much better. And, before you guys jump down my throat, this goes for women too, okay? Most of these things go for women, but statistically, I'm gonna tell you, this is men. Control your freaking urges. It's not that serious. I promise it's not worth it. I could promise you that. And this man is gonna be chasing something he's never going to get for the rest of his life. Because when you do this, you're too afraid to be alone, so you don't know how to heal, you don't know how to grow up, and consequentially, you will never be happy. I feel bad for these type of people. I have no pity, don't get me wrong, I have zero pity, but I do feel a little bad that they will live a life of misery. But you know what? Fuck them, suck them. Not literally, you guys. Not literally, okay? That whole spiel is deemed useless if that's what you do. Anyways. My boyfriend, 18 male, cheated on me. What do I do about the Thanksgiving dinner plan? Me and my family are supposed to be going over to my boyfriend's house for Thanksgiving dinner. We held Thanksgiving at my house last year, and now it's my boyfriend's parents' turn, so to speak. Our families get on really well. We've all known each other for over 10 years. Our parents were friends, that's how me and Dylan knew each other. We've been together for 3 years. Last night, Dylan confessed something dreadful to me. He had slept with a friend he had met for drinks 4 days ago. He was apologetic, but I don't know what I'm going to do with our relationship. I've always thought I'd never forgive things like this because I always believed once a cheater, always a cheater. Because it's true. It's true. It's totally different when it's you in the situation, I think. There's personal feelings involved, and a past you doesn't really want to forget. I'm stuck in this situation at the moment, but I'm more stuck with the issue with Thanksgiving. We are supposed to be happy families later, with our family sitting together and being thankful. I just don't think I can sit at a table with him and pretend that everything is okay, especially when the situation's so raw. None of our families know what he did, and I don't want to ruin everyone's day by causing a huge drama with our relationship. It's supposed to be a happy time, and I know 100% that my parents, especially my mom, will absolutely freak knowing that Dylan has broken my heart like this. I don't want to upset them. So I'm asking for advice on what to do in this situation. I don't know whether to go and act normal or to let everyone know. It's too late for my parents to have a Thanksgiving at our house. So it's like I can just stay home and have Thanksgiving here. So it isn't like I can just stay home and have Thanksgiving here. All advice welcome, please. Cause a scene. Cause a scene, please. Girl, ooh, I would cause a scene. First of all, this man, his whole family is attached to your family. What kind of fudging dumbass cheats on somebody who does that? Honestly, who even dates somebody like that? I'm gonna be honest, because that's some muddy waters. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm not. No. Because, people get crazy with this kind of stuff. It's not like, the mom might take it out on the other mom, the dad might take it out on the other, blah, 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 which is totally unwarranted. It's not your fault. Well, maybe it is your fault. You raised a piece of shit. Because anybody who cheats lacks self-control, lacks self-confidence, and just is a fucking loser. It's just the way it is. Okay, if you can't control your urges, if you are just so full of lust, maybe you have failed as a parent. I don't know. You know what? I take that back because I have known multiple families where they have bad apples, they have good apples, they raised them exactly the same. So I do take that back. But I will say, I think the mom has a right to know that this is a bad apple and maybe she should do something. I know that he's legal, but he's probably living there. And if you're under your parents' roof, they still call the shots. I just don't understand cheating. I really, really don't. How do you sit there and disrespect somebody so much that you claim to care about? Somebody that you are trying to share a life with and grow with. I just don't effing get it. Make a scene. 100%. I'd be like, Mom, sorry, but Thanksgiving's canceled this year. I mean, we could go. Or you know what? Even better. When you're going around the table and you're giving thanks, everybody's like, I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for this. My ass would sit there and be like, I'm thankful that my boyfriend of 3 years has slept with another woman and has let me know before he gave me chlamydia. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I thank you for your honesty. Now we'll take our leftovers and we're going to go. Because then you so get Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? If this man didn't betray you like this is a very mean thing to do, but you know what? We got to go. You know what? We don't need leftovers, but it would be nice because, you know, you broke my heart. You broke my daughter's heart. I think we deserve some snacks. Either way, my conclusion would be make a scene. I know that you feel bad. You're like, oh my gosh, I love this family. I've grown up with this family. I still really care about him, because when you are in the situation and you get cheated on, there's like two reactions that you have. Of course, you're livid no matter what, but there's like, maybe I should forgive him, maybe I shouldn't. And I think it's a matter of respect for yourself. If you don't respect yourself enough to be like, I have to be strong and put my foot down, go fuck yourself, the cycle is just going to continue. Because there is a thing in relationships, whether people want to believe it or not, you teach somebody how to treat you. And if you just forgive this man, this boy, he's going to do it again. Well, you know, the consequences of doing this don't really outweigh me doing it. So I'm going to hedge my bets. Because if you let him do it once, you'll let him do it again. Yeah, eventually you'll probably put your foot down, but highly likely. And they're ready to roll that dice because they can just be like, but babe, you love me. And they'll gaslight you to the fucking moon. Okay? To the moon with you, Alice. Make a friggin' scene. Make a scene. Commenter. If you don't want to cause a show and don't think you can be in the room, you can also call this morning and say you don't feel well. However, if it was me, I would tell the boyfriend he was calling in sick. Or I would tell everyone at Thanksgiving what he did. I'm sorry you're going through this, especially the family so tight and at the holidays. OP responded, thank you. I have thought about that, but I really don't want to miss our dinner. It means so much to me and my family. I don't really want to make him miss the dinner either, especially it being at his family's house, but I know we have to do something. Commenter, you didn't fuck up Thanksgiving or your relationship. Your ex did. None of this is your fault, and you shouldn't feel responsible for ruining Thanksgiving or any potential drama from the fallout. Tell your parents what happened. Don't go to his place for dinner, and spend your day making impromptu Thanksgiving dinner with your family. It doesn't have to be turkey. It won't be picture perfect, but you'll have a great day with your family. Smiley face. That's a huge thing. There is this common misconception, and it's like, you know, I feel really bad. Why? You didn't put his wiener in some other broad. You didn't ruin anything. I hate this whole concept that people have, and it's like, well, you know, this exact thing, like, oh, I feel kind of bad. I feel bad. I'm gonna ruin Thanksgiving. You, woman, did not ruin anything. He did. You did nothing wrong. Okay. Make a scene. Like I said, make a friggin' scene. Make a scene. Anyways, make a scene. Since Thanksgiving is coming up, what's your most unhinged Thanksgiving story? The highway had this part where it would drop to 45 miles per hour for about a mile, then go back up to 65 miles per hour. I wasn't paying attention when I got to that area, and a police officer saw I was speeding and did a U-turn with its lights on. I had something in the car I shouldn't have had on me, so I just floored it onto a random exit and got onto a different part of the highway to get some distance. It was pretty dark out, so I ended up turning off my headlights because I knew as long as I didn't hit my brakes, I would be harder to see from a distance. Since it was Thanksgiving week, the highway was packed packed. So I was going in and out of the lanes in the breakdown lane. I'm assuming the officer ended up calling it off because of my reckless behavior. Definitely the dumbest thing I've ever done, and I'm lucky I didn't end up hurting or killing anyone that night. I don't do this. I mean, you got away. Kudos. But I gotta say, because embarrassingly enough, my first charge was thus. I ran from the popo and I got in trouble. This never outweighs whatever's going to happen unless you have a dead body in your car or a life sentence amount of drugs. It's not worth it. When you run from the cops, you are putting others and the cops' life in danger. So they can pull you out of the car at gunpoint. They can fucking shoot at you. They can do really whatever they want to stop you. Okay, so don't ever do this, especially over something stupid. You know, I see so many videos of people, and you know, I'm guilty. They stop, they let the cop talk to them the whole thing. The cop has your license, and then you leave. You're getting caught. If you sit there, like I just saw one the other day, and it's a really old video, but I just saw it again, and it was this guy, he gets out of the car, this lady officer, she gets out of her car, they kind of meet between the cars on the highway, his little girl gets out of the car as well, he beats the bricks off this cop. I think he got like 7 years in prison. And in the video, he goes, I just can't go to jail, Sway, to get in the car. You're going to prison now, you're not going to jail. You're getting time, son. And I think I've told the story before. I'm not going to tell it again. All I'm going to say, because you're probably like, well, what does she do? I don't know if you are, but I'm going to tell you. I ran from the cops because I was allegedly drinking and I didn't want to stop. I was like, oh my God, dude. I just want to go home. And I did go home. I got away. But here's the thing. I stopped. And I hesitated. They got my license plate and I peeled out. I was out like Sprout. I got to where I was going. I stopped. Although I had black hair at the time. The officer said there was a girl with blonde hair driving that car that night. And I was like, sucker. But, I mean, nobody else was driving my motherfucking car. So, yeah. I got in trouble. I did the thing. And ever since then, my record has been haunting me. That was a long time ago, you guys. I think I was just turning 18 or like freshly 18. So that was a long time ago. It's gone from my record. But, you know. I don't know if you heard that, but I don't like that. Anyways, I don't know if you guys noticed. I redid my studio. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I will say that, I would say 90% of the stuff on the wall is from antique shops and marketplace. So I may have a little something by in here. I hope not. I need to do like a sage cleanse because you know that antique stuff is crazy. Also, this is the one that scares me right here. Oh, Raggedy Ann, ceramic Raggedy Ann. But she's cool. She's cool. I don't have any bad juju with her. I just know if she moves, we're gonna have problems. But she's cool. She's cool. But yeah, I redid my office. Bricko. Let's get. You're like, bitch, shut up and read a stories. No, nobody cares. Read a story. Read it. Come on. So let's go. Am I the asshole for canceling Thanksgiving dinner? I am 33 female. This year I have been sick on and off, and I am not in great shape for traveling. Nothing serious. I am just exhausted, and my husband and I decided not to spend Thanksgiving with our families this year. Also, his parents are on a cruise, and mine are spending Thanksgiving with my brother and his wife at her parents' house. So everyone is happy, and no one is being left alone for Thanksgiving. Since we had a group of friends in town that aren't traveling for Thanksgiving, we decided to hold a Thanksgiving dinner and invite a total of 10 friends over. I have everything prepared and actually ordered a Thanksgiving meal for 15 people. I like extra food, so it really feels like Thanksgiving, and then everyone can take some when they leave. We ordered because I feel physically too weak to pull off a Thanksgiving meal for this many people. And my husband can't do it alone either. We were both looking so much forward to Thanksgiving dinner. One of my friends of 5 years has been going through a tough period recently, and I wanted her to come, especially since it would be weird that she is even in town and is not invited. However, My friend, let's call her Tina, has been engaged to her fiance Max for over 5 years, since before I met her. So me and my husband have always hung out with Tina and Max as a couple. This past year, Tina told me that she has a crush on Max's friend, Tom, whom we all know but aren't friends with. I tried to support her and to be a good friend, but since she was trying to tell me details about how she was flirting with Tom when he would go over and how they touched each other, etc., I told her that I wasn't comfortable to hear the details and that it wasn't fair that she would put me in a position since she wasn't breaking up with Max and I had to see him again, which made me feel like a liar, even though I had done nothing wrong. She was upset at me, but understood and apologized. With time, I perceived that things advanced between her and Tom, while she was being engaged to Max. When she would complain about how her personal life was a mess, I tried many times to tell her that this is super wrong and she should come clean to Max and either try to work things out or break up. I think she understood that she didn't have my support in this, so she stopped talking about it altogether. We kept hanging out with her and Max, and I thought and hoped that she solved things and cut it out with Tom. We invited Tina and Max for Thanksgiving, of course. Now here is when the problem starts. This Friday evening, we were out with a group of friends, including Tina and Max, and I was surprised to see that they had invited Tom too. Max said something about Tom being closer to them and going often to their house. I didn't like hearing that, but none of my business. However, towards the end of the evening, our other friends were talking about how they cannot wait for the Thanksgiving dinner. And Tina told to Tom, "You should come too." She invited him to my house, my party, knowing full well that I don't support whatever cheating fuckery she is doing with him. Tom said he would love to, and in that moment, I just couldn't speak. My husband said it was a great idea, and that sealed the deal. Important piece of info. My husband knows nothing about what is going on with Tina and Tom because I wanted to respect her privacy and didn't want to tell her secrets to anyone, including my husband. After Friday night, I had been feeling sick to my stomach and so mad. So I decided to cancel the Thanksgiving party from being at our house, and I asked one of my friends if she could hold it instead if I sent all the food there. I purposely chose the one friend that doesn't know Tom at all and wasn't with us on Friday evening. So since he is not in the original text group where we sent the invitation, he is not invited. Tina was furious with what was happening between them since I refused to hear details. The audacity and the disrespect. I am thinking to cut her off my life, but I first need to calm down and thought to ask everyone here if by any chance I am overreacting. So I'm going to be honest. They might be swingers. Like, I don't know, unless the husband is really this oblivious or the boyfriend, the fiance is really this oblivious. It seems like he kind of knows. I don't know. If it was me, I would have at least told my husband, like, hey, this is why I'm acting this way. I don't just hate Tom. Like, this is what's going on. I do not honor secrecy when it comes to cheating. It's not a default. It means I'm not a piece of shit. Because if you come to me and you're like, me and Max, there's this Tom guy. You know Tom. He gives me butterflies again. Oh, he touched me the other day. I would immediately go home and tell my significant other. I'm like, do you know what this dumb, sloozy ass bitch, what she just told me? Oh my God. You're lucky I don't tell your boyfriend, your fiance. You're lucky. I'll let my man do it. But I will say it does sound like they're swingers and the man knows about it. So let's go to the comments. Commenter, oof, so you will not be attending the dinner at all. I would tell my husband since Tina invited Tom. He should know why you are upset and get his opinion. The issue is people love drama. I bet Tina is going to tell the friends why you moved the party, or her version at least. She is not your friend. Who invites their probably lover to another home holiday dinner party? Not the asshole. It's messy. Loop in your husband. I agree. OP responded, thank you for this. My husband is actually sad that we are going to miss Thanksgiving since it is the holiday he loves the most. I only told him that we should cancel and didn't tell a lie. But he presumed that it's because I don't feel well. So that is withholding the truth from him, and you are right. I shouldn't have kept her secrets or respect her privacy anymore since she can't even respect my wishes and invites people to my house. I must specify that she had been good friends to me over the years, but this last year year has been a complete shit show. For example, she hasn't asked once how I feel about knowing that I have been more sick than well. Also, she has been sulking about me not wanting to hear details about this thing. So toxic. I am wondering, should we just go to the dinner? It would make my husband happy and no one would think it's weird because just the location of the party changed, but everyone is there. My only concern is that she might act up and give me anxiety, which I don't need right now. I get that you're upset that she invited him to your house. Grow a fucking spine. Say, hey, sorry, Tom, you're not invited. Not trying to be mean, but we have a plan. This is the amount of, if you really didn't want him to go, you just said it's nothing personal. This is just the plan from the beginning. It's just going to be us. Put your foot down. He would be like, okay, most likely. Weird. Also, I know it's not okay for you to feel uncomfortable in your own house. I don't know. For me, I don't miss out on other things. I'm not going to let somebody else's bullshit affect me doing something I want to do. If I want to have Thanksgiving with these friends, I'm going to go do it and I'm going to ignore Tom and the hussy. I'm like, you're both dead to me. Tom knows that Max is her man. And they're getting off on the fact that they're doing it in front of Max or their swingers. But you guys know what? There's a freaking update. Let's go. Update. Very shortly summarized. A friend of 5 years, Tina, told me about a year ago that she was flirting and holding hands underneath the dinner table, etc. with Tom, who is a friend of her fiance, Max. I expressed content and told her I do not need to know. We didn't speak about it again. I didn't tell my husband anything about this to protect Tina's privacy, but also because I was going through a lot health-wise and had other priorities. Fast forward, Tina proceeded to invite Tom, potential lover, to my Thanksgiving dinner without my consent in front of my husband, our friends, and Max. So I couldn't say no. I was mad and canceled the dinner, asking my friend who doesn't know Tom to host it, so he got automatically uninvited. This got Tina livid. She proceeded to practically bully me with text over 3 days, telling me stuff ranging from, "You are not a good friend because you don't want me to be happy." Bye. No, no, this is not your friend. And by happy, she means having both her fiance and her potential lover together in my house. 2, you are a professional failure because you didn't get that job you wanted. 2, I am glad you got sick and fat, so I don't have to hear anyone anymore talk about how good you look. Given all the drama, it didn't make sense to keep a secret from my husband, so I told him. He decided that it is better that we tell Max, not only because he deserves to know, but also because we will cut her, or them if they stay together, out of our lives, so he, Max, will have questions anyway. We decided to do it after Thanksgiving, and we're trying to decide if to tell Tina beforehand so she could tell him first if she wanted to, or if to have them together and talk about it, the 4 of us. This was so that Tina wouldn't feel it was a backstabbing situation. Who cares if she does feel like that? The fuck? Not that she deserves any grace at this point, but for basic human decency. We decided we would go to the Thanksgiving dinner and not provoke any drama so that the night wasn't ruined for the rest of our friends. There was no reason to believe that Tina would cause any scenes because she was chatting very normally on the group chat and even joking about something I said, even though separately she was sending me rageful messages. Cringe. However, this late afternoon, I learned that she had created an additional group chat and told our friends that I had been spreading lies about her to them. And anything I had told them was a lie to make her look bad. I have not told them a word. My plan was to simply communicate to them that I had cut Tina out of my life after I did it, without providing any details other than saying that she tried to involve me in a situation that made me uncomfortable. I also had plans to tell them that they didn't need to choose between me or her, and that we could all still hang out, and I wouldn't mind to skip the events where they wanted to invite Tina. Not optimal, but best I could have done. In addition, she asked them to choose between her and Max and me and my husband because she couldn't stand to be in the same group as me anymore after I ruined her life. She is a top-notch bitch. Needless to say, my friends were super confused. They reached out to me. Most of them have known me for over 20 years, so they know I don't spread lies. I showed them all the messages and told them everything. The friend who was hosting tomorrow said that apparently Tina asked if her and Max could bring a friend, most probably Tom. After an hour-long conversation with my friends, we decided to tell Max collectively today and not have them join the dinner tomorrow. Only Max if he wanted to. One of my friends called Max and told him we all needed to speak with him and to come alone. He showed up less than 20 minutes later, lives only 15 minutes away, with Tina. She was already in rage mode and started yelling at everyone. We managed to tell him through a lot of drama and denying. Turns out he had a hunch and didn't want to admit it to himself. Turns out also that they are both pieces of shit because he was apparently in a serious relationship with Tina's friend before leaving her for Tina. Oh, they're a match made in heaven. We are glad they are all out of our lives. In a last low blow, Tina told me in front of everyone to take care of my marriage instead of her relationships. Plural. Because according to her, when she and Max lived with us for a few months, they had some financial issues. She had an affair with my husband. Of course, I don't believe it, but it left such a bitter taste. Oh my gosh. Tina is for the streets. Update 2. Right now, she sent to our group message a photo of a necklace that belonged to my husband, family heirloom. Claims that he gave it to her. That is her only proof. For all I know, she might have taken it. He wouldn't be as stupid as to give her something that distinctive. I do not believe a thing she says, but it does leave a bitter taste and makes me sad. This is kind of a second update because we are all at the Thanksgiving party and it is safe to say that the energy is so low. It seems like all of my friends are affected by all of this and I feel bad. Am I the asshole for ruining Thanksgiving? Should I have let her just bring Tom and not do anything? You know, again, I would have made a scene. I probably would have ripped off the Band-Aid at Thanksgiving dinner because fuck this bitch and fuck Max. They're made for each other. A match made in heaven. All right, so this is a relevant comment, so let's just keep it moving. I am the original poster. I can't respond to all the comments, but here's my general reply and update on this. I will address a few of the trends in the comments. 1, OP is piece of shit and disgusting for keeping this from her husband. Yes. OP is always involved in drama and loves it. 3, is OP's husband cheating? How did he react to the whole thing? 4, heirloom necklace whereabouts? 5, OP doesn't have energy to travel, but has energy to host Thanksgiving? Very accurate question. OP. 6, OP was mean to dump the party on her friend. Yes. This group of friends has too much time on their hands to sit around and discuss. Also, what are the ages of these people? Do they have kids? 8, Tina, Max, and Tom are polyamorous and OP is just being weird. That's kind of what I'm thinking. 9, OP says, my husband wouldn't give a family heirloom instead of my husband wouldn't cheat. So OP must know her husband is cheating. 10, please let me know if I'm missing anything and I will do my best to update my comment below. Okay, we're not reading all of this. This is fucking insane behavior here. We're gonna ignore a lot of these because you guys can go to this post and look, but this girl basically has 10 stories for all of these. We're not. But I will read this one. Question 5. OP doesn't have energy to travel, but has energy to host Thanksgiving. OP responds, yes, my brother lives in another state in the other coast. It would have been a long flight and I wasn't really up for it. At home, I didn't need to do anything. We have cleaning staff and a butler who would take care of the decorations and setting the table in the morning before taking the rest of the day off. The cook was off all week, so I had ordered food through catering, which I then delivered to my friend who hosted. Also, if I felt too sick, I could always excuse myself and take a nap in my room. Hold on. So this bitch is like rich. I'm gonna be honest, and this is gonna come from a really bitter place, and I'm so sorry. But people who have money like this, I do have no pity for. I know. Even rich people have problems. But I'm gonna tell you right now, most people's problem is money. It can be resolved with money. Most relationships fight over money. You guys are just fucking bored. I mean, do you guys all have money like this? Is this like a book club wine type of thing? Is it like you guys' day consists of yoga and coffee and catching up with the gals? I'm sorry. I have nothing against rich people, okay? I know a lot of them worked really hard to get there, and hopefully one day I could be rich. But here's the thing. You have a fucking the cook was off for the day, so it's not like she really had to do anything. You didn't either, dude. You literally just had to fucking show up. What do you mean you're hosting? When I hear somebody's hosting Thanksgiving, I'm sorry. I'm not this bushy person. I am maybe one day I can come back to this and explain to you why people have fucking cooks and shit when they're rich, and I think Thanksgiving, the whole fun of it is like having a home cooked meal by your family and you guys all getting together and giving thanks. It's not like, oh, butler, please, can you fill my drink? I need another serving of mashed potatoes, please. Maybe that's because I would be a humble rich person. There's something about when I hear somebody has like a nanny and a cook and a butler and somebody who cleans their house. Oh my God, what a luxury. Honestly, if I was rich, I'd be like, somebody come clean my house because I don't want to do it. But it'd be like the small stuff, it'd be like my baseboards, like the shit I don't want to clean. Like, I'll do my laundry, I'll do the floors, I just need you to clean the baseboards. Because my back is trash, you guys. I can't be bending and snapping like that, okay? I'm sorry, this whole dynamic just changed because I'm not one of those eat the rich people, okay? But I lose a lot of pity when I hear you have all of this. It's like trying to have pity for Meghan Markle. Like, I'm sorry. I just can't relate to your problems. Because I have no real problems. I'm not rolling in the dough. I do good for myself. I went and got like a trade college degree type thing because I do have a degree and I do make really good money. But I'm cheap. I couldn't even imagine living like this because I'm not rich, you guys, okay? I'm not rich by any means. I'm so stuck on this. I don't even know if I could keep going. Oh my God. Oh, I have a butler. Can you cut my cheese, please? I need my steak cut. I can just imagine this type of person. Oh my God. And the group chats make so much sense now. And then this pretentious bitch that's cheating on her husband probably because she's bored. She's like, oh my God, all I do is go to yoga and fucking have green matcha. I need a new waiter. There's one comment I want to read. She addresses number 8. Tina, Max, and Tom are in a polyamorous relationship and OP is just being weird. That was my thought, so let's read it. They are not, though. I wish that could have been so true. So no cheating was involved, but no. By the way, Tina and Max are back together. One of our friends who uses social media saw a post by them about being strong in the face of adversities and getting stronger together. Tom reached out to my husband to apologize for being a part of this and for saying yes to Tina's invitation to join our Thanksgiving party. He said that he should have known not to accept an invitation that didn't come from the host and that he was sorry for his involvement in all of this and that he had thought that there was something special between Tina and him and that was worth ruining everything else, but that he regretted it. I don't know why he reached out, but I thought that his text was pretty decent. I hope he finds happiness in the future and has learned to never become part of an affair. Okay, no. I still believe they're a polyamorous relationship. I really do. Because a lot of people are embarrassed. A lot of people are ashamed that they're sharing. And I know this because if you guys watch my videos, I'm not going to get into it, but it's embarrassing. I am not poly. I am not in an open relationship. I've expressed my thoughts on it, and I think that's what they're doing. I think that they're feeling a little weird and they're like, Tom, please just reach out to them and tell them you're sorry, tell them blah, 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 and then we can keep canoodling. You'll keep me away from my matcha for one more day. That's what I think. I think it is. And I know that she's in denial. Maybe she'll watch this video and be like, bitch. I hope so. That'd be amazing. Please talk shit to me. Please, Tina. Come for me, Tina. Oh, rip your head off. I'm just kidding. I would just love to hear your point of view on how I think. I really don't care. But I do care. I'm sorry, that was not nice. I do care. I love hearing from pieces of shit. I do. Unless you're being Polly. In that case, all the water is blue. Okay, so this is the last comment by OP, and then we're abandoning ship, okay? Tina and I worked at the same institution, a big university. I do clinical research and teaching at the university. But I am also a medical doctor, so for part of the week, I am at the hospital practicing. I never lock my office. Yesterday, I went to my office in the afternoon after a couple hours at the hospital, and I realized that my degrees were gone. Not the frames, just the degrees. I sat there and ugly cried and finally realized how hard this whole year has been. I have my PH degree electronically as well, but I don't know if I will be able to replace my medical degree. I am kind of heartbroken over this. I am convinced it was Tina. This is such a psychopath move, and there is no one else who would have done it. I reported it with the building manager, but didn't mention her name. I did make an appointment with HR for Monday though, and I am thinking to tell them that I think it was her. As much as of a shit she is, if she loses her job because of me, her actions, but still me indirectly, I would feel bad. Do not feel bad. Actions have consequences. Quit fucking feeling bad for other people's bad behavior. Oh my God. I still need to tell them because she is in contact with a lot of vulnerable people who are a part of our clinical studies, such as older adults with dementia. And I get goosebumps thinking about the stuff that goes through her brain behind her fake smile and the fact that she gets to be alone with these people. I am sure she does nothing wrong, but still. I mean, you're not sure because she's a piece of shit. She's a terrible human being, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past her. She is a stage 5 psychopath. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for watching and staying to the end. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you freaking want. Okay, goodbye.